Kalina Lux is coming up next, and she's going to be talking about Darrow. When I first started talking about her, I couldn't find anybody that wanted to talk about Darrow, so she's one of the Darrow community members, and I asked her to create a speech that would use Darrow and touch on everything that's in Anarchapulco. How can it be, all the different aspects of Anarchapulco. So, Kalina, she's welcome to go as long as she wants into lunch if you guys want to check it out. I don't know. Is that okay with you, Vanessa? Or? Here you go. Here's Kalina Lux.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. It is such an honor to be here with you today. I am hoping to get through as much information as I can. I know I want to respect your lunch hour. 300 years is what ChatGPT calculated after we put the entire code base, copy-paste, bit by bit, into ChatGPT, that it would take to break the encryption scheme that Darrow homomorphic blockchain encryption protocol utilizes. That is massive. We have never seen any technology like this to date. Those of you that don't know, I'm Kalina Lux, and I help non-techie spiritual people tap into the power of Darrow. Because eventually, I think all of us will have projects on there, and if not, at the minimum, we'll have dreamt them up. So Darrow has the ability to liberate sovereign-minded communities like ours, and I believe that it will do this not only by offering us a massive opportunity for a return on our investment, but more importantly, a massive opportunity to 100x our rights to privacy. So I hope to do this today in 5 steps to basically convey to you guys the power that Darrow has. This is the agenda. I just wanted to put this in there. I'm not a Darrow dev. You will never likely in your life, you will not meet a Darrow dev. You won't meet anybody from the foundation because they are not doxxed. So they might be among you, but you'll never meet them. I am just an enthusiastic member of the Darrow community. So you might be wondering why somebody like me, who comes from the background of healer, found their way to such a technical type of blockchain that is Darrow. So my story is So why Darrow, right? How can Darrow help our communities? Well, what is Darrow? Darrow is a private, decentralized, fully scalable, decentralized application platform. Darrow is unstoppable, uncensorable, ungovernable, and it's user-facing. Now, pay attention to that last part. We're going to get into that in a bit. Here are some of my favorite things about Darrow and just the basic stats. So, homomorphic encryption blockchain protocol. That was the thing that we talked about at the beginning. So, it is the only blockchain that utilizes encryption. Encryption means written in cipher text. All else is written in plain text. So encryption is exclusively ciphertext. Everything else may use, privacy protocols like obfuscation, but it's not encrypted. Now, in Darrow, they have created the ability to create rocket bulletproofs that basically you don't have to decrypt the information in order to create the transaction and to calculate it. So it's fully auditable. Private smart contract platforms and services, the world's only private smart contract platform. We've got super fast transaction confirmations, about 18 seconds it takes for me to send your wallet, Darrow, and the wallets sync instantly. Also, we've got human readable addresses, which means if you want to send me Darrow, you literally have to type in Kalina Lux, and it goes off to me. And we've got the world's most encrypted messaging system built in. So I can send you a message using your human readable address, and it gets to you. When I first used that, I had a full-blown spiritual experience. I'd written something, that had never been said online because it was super private, and I shared it. And I was like, whoa, because I know the power of the encryption. And I know, unlike other things, that it can't ever be decrypted. Yes, yes, I meant to share it. Yes, I wrote something in a private message to a friend, meant to, yes. We've got a decentralized proof of work mining. We've got no trusted setups, fully auditable, and using Gnomon. So let's talk about Gnomon, which is amazing. It is a decentralized search engine that lives in your wallet. So it's, you guys know about Infura and Alchemy, correct? And how these two things are basically like centralized APIs that in order for any of the crypto outside, especially the smart contract platforms, to call the data and get the data for what you've got in your account, you have to go through either Alchemy or Infura. That's why when the Tornado Cash event happened, they were able to blacklist accounts because their search engine they outsource their search engine to a third party, Alchemy or Infura, and they're the gatekeepers. So even if your DeFi is decentralized, you're still, unless you're running your own node, which it's usually you're not, because in most blockchains that takes like a week to even sync, well, you're running through a third party that has the control to stop you from making transactions. So Gnomon lives in your wallet, and it's set up so that it faces you and it scans the blockchain for any of your transactions, and it'll show them to you. And we're talking smart contracts, all of them. Here's Ngram. We just released. If you guys are interested in more mining statistics, you can go to darrowstats.io, and it'll look a little something like this. So why Darrow for sovereign communities? Mostly because it's private by default, so you don't have to worry about going in and finding out how to switch it to being private. It's just private by default. It can be transparent, but who wants that, right? So it's got the world's only encrypted services that you can build either on-chain or off-chain. And it's also the world's only native encrypted smart contracts, which we've talked about. Let's talk about services. So services, basically, you can use Darrow's API via the RPC to connect to any external thing, and you can create. So envision this. We're wanting to use Google Maps, but we want to do it privately. You can connect. Well, nobody's built this service yet. Maybe you will, but here's a potential, right? You could build something that allows you to connect to Google Maps through Darrow, the encrypted aspects of Darrow, and you could get the location that you would need, but nobody would know it's you. So that's just one example of the potentials for Darrow. I want to share an example for something that I actually really thought I would need at one point. I live in Puerto Rico, and they got really intense with us during the lockdown. And I was concerned that at one point I might need to escape in a boat and leave the island because maybe I wouldn't be allowed to get on a flight. Automatically send back the information to me with the information to get on the boat. And this type of transaction would never touch the internet. It would be through the blockchain, wallet to wallet, untraceable. So that's the power of services. Now, how can we create a more trustless environment when we pair smart contracts with services? So just a side note here, you guys, I always get this question on Twitter when people are like, why would you need a private smart contract? The smart contract is public. You can read the smart contract, but the transactions within the smart contract are encrypted. So I hope that clears that question up. So you compare the smart contracts with Darrow services. So let's just say that we needed some way to verify That's just another way that we can create a trustless environment using the combination of smart contracts paired with services. So let's talk about NFTs and NFAs. We have the world's only private NFT platform. And in the previous example, I believe it demonstrates why we would need a private NFT or NFA option. So we have two standards right now that are the most popular. We've got the NFTs, which are G45, and you can find those on darrownfts.com. My collection is on there. And the NFAs, which are going to be on Artificer, which is going to be in the upcoming release of Engram, it's going to be built into our Darrow Engram wallet. So here are some of my favorite collections, with mine, of course, up here. This is on Darrow NFTs. This is my baby, Tarot ILUMA. It's been many years in the making. I was really excited, and honestly, I had no clue that I would have such an amazing response to it, but we've done really, really well, so I just wanted to say thank you to all of you who have supported my project. I know I see a few people in the crowd that definitely have, so thank you. So the up-and-coming projects. Of course, I talked about the updates to Engram and Netrunner. Netrunner is going to be... So I would like to, on behalf of the Darrow community, extend an olive branch to our brothers and sisters, Monero and Pirate Chain, because really, we are all we have at the end of the day. And it is my personal dream to just have us lock arms and hop and skip into the new sovereign earth and never look back. Because honestly, the more that we prepare for these kinds of things and preempt them, I feel that it creates a movement in the ethers where they never happen at all, just out of the fact that we are so calm that we already have solutions in place that it basically blocks their black magic. Thank you. So I would like to leave you guys with a question. Desiring that and thinking about that helps create a thought form. An idea is born in the ethers, and then that idea will wait till that individual or somebody's ready to build it. So your dreams are helping us. And if you want to go a little bit farther, you can always build on Darrow. I don't come from a technical background. I'm a healer. So if I can do it, you guys can too. And yes, Darrow is challenging, but anybody can do it, and we're always happy to answer questions. So my question is, what will you guys build on Darrow? Thank you.
Awesome.